Somehow I am always surprised when Lower Decks makes me cry. Hello, Internet, I'm Ren, and today I want to talk about Star Trek Lower Decks Season 4, Episode 9, The Inner Fight. First of all, great episode name. It works both as a Trek reference and a nod to the themes of the episode. 10 out of 10. Love it. I think this was one of the strongest episodes this season. Honestly, it kind of blew me away. We finally got the reveal of who is behind the tiny ship, and some huge character moments for our main gang, as well as connections to the larger universe and a pair of beloved TNG episodes. Both the A and B plots were really satisfying, and I can't wait to see how the episode resolves with the season finale. Also, T'Lyn is finally back, even if she's not the focus of this episode, although she does manage to get in some great one-liners.
Bring it!
Perhaps we should find shelter before anything is brought.
But that's all I'll say without spoilers, so let's break it down. Look out for spoilers for TNG's Lower Decks and First Duty, and for Star Trek Lower Decks, the animated series, generally. We open with Boimler, Mariner, and T'Lyn helping a researcher who is studying venomous tremble lizards at an outpost on Parasof 9. The lizards escape the fence, and of course, Mariner does something crazy and reckless to save everyone.
My word, she must love outpost scientists!
Yeah, no, she thinks you're weirdos.
Then why is she risking her life to save us?
It is illogical.
T'Lyn approaches Boimler about her concerns about Mariner's carelessness.
Her cavalier behavior has grown increasingly dangerous since your mission to Ferenginar.
Yeah, she's been off the rails for weeks.
They aren't the only ones who are worried, though. After the mission, the gang and T'Lyn, minus Mariner, are summoned to the conference room by the captain, who also has concerns about Mariner's safety.
Why is my daughter trying to get herself killed?
The mysterious attacks on ships have pivoted to attacks on former Starfleet officers.
Oh my god, we're gonna meet Beverly Crusher?
No, the Vancouver has her covered.
So they're looking for Nick Locarno.
We have to find Locarno.
Mr. Locarno was drummed out of the academy for getting another student killed during a prohibited flight maneuver. Now, he's a pilot for hire.
But Freeman wants to keep Mariner out of Dodge and away from any dangerous missions.
You are concerned that he will precipitate more dangerous behavior from Mariner.
Exactly, which is why I need your help distracting her.
So Mariner, Tendi, T'Lyn, and Boimler are being sent on a less risky mission to investigate a space buoy in the Sherbal system that stopped transmitting data. They try to pretend the mission is dangerous to keep Mariner distracted.
Since when is repairing an old-ass weather satellite dangerous?
Well, at any moment we could be hit by space debris or a solar flare.
Although not very convincingly. The buoy looks like it's been tampered with.
Huh, that's weird. This looks like someone tampered with the communication relays.
It studies weather in the middle of nowhere. Who would care?
And there's a Klingon bird of prey watching them and lurking nearby. Meanwhile, the Cerritos heads to New Axton.
Twice as lawless as old Axton.
To seek out information on Nick Locarno. They're told to go park somewhere else and take a shuttle down to the planet from the moon.
You can't just park that thing in orbit like it doesn't impact our thermosphere. We got rules. Park that thing by the second moon. There's a shuttle every 3 hours.
Meanwhile, a mystery masked guy is totally just allowed to park on the planet.
Hang on a sec. Shh. Yeah, you're good. Come on down.
The gang heads out after repairing the buoy, only to encounter the bird of prey, which destroys their shuttle. They do an emergency transport down to the planet, which turns out to be the same one that all of the missing crews have been dumped on. Mariner immediately starts looking for trouble because of who she is as a person.
Bring it!
Perhaps we should find shelter before anything is brought.
She picks a fight with a Romulan, and her friends have to literally drag her away. In the B plot, Captain Freeman, Shax, and Rutherford head down to New Axton and try to get into Mudd's bar, presumably a reference to Harry Mudd.
We're just a classic roving gang.
Look, I know you're Starfleet. You're in full uniform.
Once again, the masked guy is just allowed in.
You're good.
While they have to wait.
Did he have a reservation?
Bounty hunters get priority seating. Oops, looks like your wait just went up by 30 minutes.
Also, I want to know what jippers are.
Hey, come on in. Jippers are half price for tripeds today.
Back in the A plot, they're trying to figure out what's going on, and we find out T'Lyn and the gang didn't realize that they had both been involved in the battle with the Klingons and the Packlets.
It's gotta be that bird of prey. The Klingons are up to something. Just like when they attacked us with the Packlets.
You were in that battle.
Yeah, wait, were you?
One of those cute, small universe moments. They get ambushed by a Cardassian, and T'Lyn takes him out, much to Mariner's chagrin. Tendi finds them a tree to take shelter in, and they realize they can use the monitoring station for the buoy to make a distress beacon.
Wait, if we can find the monitoring station that's linked to the buoy, we can repurpose it into a distress beacon.
There.
They also admit to Mariner that they were specifically tasked with keeping her out of danger.
I'm not afraid of a little combat. We got this.
The captain specifically ordered us to keep you out of danger.
What?
and Mariner isn't happy about it.
Mariner, come on. You've been acting really weird.
No, I haven't.
You have repeatedly demonstrated a negligent attitude towards your own well-being.
Fine, we'll go the long way.
Mariner.
Let's get some rest. We can tackle this tomorrow when everyone's not being a dick.
When everyone's sleeping, Mariner sneaks out and starts a fight with the Klingon. Also, I'm obsessed with this line from Boimler.
Teach me how to tap dance, Beverly Crusher.
It starts raining shards of glass, though, so they run and take shelter in a cave and get to talking. The Klingon reveals he was abandoned by his crew after they mutinied.
Well, it was your bird of prey that forced us down here.
You were attacked by cowards who betrayed and abandoned me here.
Mariner wants to keep fighting, but he insists they wait out the storm.
Let's just fight here.
It is too confined for proper combat. We will resume when the storm passes.
And then the conversation takes a turn that absolutely wrecks me.
You are Starfleet, but you are also a warrior.
My mind clears up when something's trying to kill me.
He asks her about Starfleet, and she explains about her unwanted promotion.
Not too long ago, I got a promotion I didn't want. I tried to get demoted, but my commander won't do it.
And admits that at the Academy, she did actually dream of being a captain.
You must hate Starfleet.
That's the thing, I don't. Back at the Academy, my dream was to be a captain.
And had a friend she looked up to.
I modeled myself after this perfect friend.
Named Sito.
Sito was everything I wanted to be.
Who many will immediately recognize as the Bajoran ensign in the Next Generation episodes First Duty and Lower Decks. In First Duty, cadets Wesley Crusher, Sito, and Nick Locarno were all members of a flight team that performed stunts and tricks with their shuttles. They tried to perform a banned trick, resulting in a crash that killed a member of the team, and then they tried to cover it up until Picard sniffed them out. Sito's other episode, TNG's Lower Decks, is what inspired the animated show we all know and love. Lower Decks was one of my favorite episodes even as a kid, and even with the sad ending, it was so interesting how it reframed the bridge crew from the perspective of lower-ranking officers who don't always know what's going on behind the scenes. Mariner talks about how much she admired Sito, and the way she moved on from her mistakes to get stationed on the Enterprise.
I mean, she made some mistakes, but she rallied. She graduated ahead of me and was stationed on the Enterprise.
And in the TNG episode, Picard actually reveals he specifically asked for Sito to be posted on Enterprise so that she could get a fair shot.
And Ensign, I do know why you ended up on the Enterprise. I asked for you. I wanted to make sure that you got a fair chance to redeem yourself.
Although, that of course also leads to her fateful final mission. And Mariner talks about how it destroyed her when Sito was killed, helping a Cardassian spy get back to Cardassian space by posing as a Bajoran captive.
The Enterprise! I have heard tales of its triumphs.
Oh yeah, so did she. And it got her murdered by Cardassians. It destroyed me.
We get a similar theme to Strange New Worlds Under the Cloak of War in this episode, with the idea that people join Starfleet for exploration and adventure, and sometimes end up doing things they really didn't sign up for.
Why did you join Starfleet, Ensign?
To explore, learn. I don't know, none of the stuff that I've been doing lately.
She didn't sign up to be a spy. She wanted to explore.
It's actually really solid commentary on Starfleet's nature as a quasi-military organization.
Then, before I knew it, the Borta, the Jem'Hadar...
The Jem'Hadar? You fought the Dominion?
Mariner also talks about fighting in the Dominion War.
I wish I could have seen it.
No, you do not. There was no honor, just massacres.
But
Starfleet is supposed to be about puzzling together the mysteries of life, not fighting wars.
And how she's been self-sabotaging because she wants to be an ensign.
I just want to be an ensign. If it was good enough for Sito, then it's good enough for me.
Not a general.
I don't want to be a general. I don't want to send my friends off to die.
But the Klingon sets her straight.
Sito was a warrior. You do not honor her. You want to solve puzzles and mysteries? Your friend gave her life to protect that. She would not approve of your actions.
You're right.
And encourages her to honor her friend by excelling.
She'd say I'm acting like an idiot. A benak.
Maj Duj Dachich. Honor your friend.
They give each other their names.
My name's Beckett.
I am Ma'ach.
And Mariner gives Ma'a a hug.
We can resume our battle. There is a clearing over there that... remove yourself! What is the meaning of this?
I'm hugging you.
Klingons do not hug.
It's really sweet, and she cajoles him into being allies.
We're both trapped on this planet, surrounded by various aliens. We should work together.
Wait, what? No, we must finish the fight!
You already said I proved my to-dos.
Back at Mud's bar, Captain Freeman and the others harass the information broker, and she accuses him of being a puppet and manhandles him most aggressively.
Sorry, Mr. Broker, but I'm not intimidated by a puppet. Who's pulling the string?
And out of spite, he sells the information to the masked guy, despite Freeman's protests.
You know, I wasn't going to sell anyone information on Locarno, but you Starfleet people think you can just pick up and shake anyone you want.
Back on the planet, everyone's fighting with each other, but Mariner and Ma'a have a plan.
No, we can't attack. We have to do something harder.
They talk to everyone.
I know we're all hungry and pissed off to be stranded, but that's what they want. Does anybody know who did this, by the way?
The others also reveal their lower decks mutinied and shut off their systems.
Someone fed lies to my lower officers. They mutinied and shut down our systems.
Oh, the same thing happened on my ship!
Mariner tries to get them to work together.
I don't know who did this to us, but we aren't the enemies here. If we want to get off this planet, we all have to stop fighting over resources and work together.
But they're just not interested. This line made me laugh.
I refuse to bend the knee to Starfleet. You're worse than the Romulans.
Hey!
And Orion goes to attack her.
It will be an honor to die with you.
I'm not fighting. No, there's been enough of that.
Then accept my thanks for making this easy.
But Tendi forces her to stand down.
Captain Cosmia, stand down!
Mistress of the Winter Constellations.
They manage to convince everyone into getting the distress beacon working.
Look, we don't have to like each other. But until we're off this planet, we need to work together.
They do manage to actually convince everyone to work together on the distress beacon.
How else are you gonna get revenge on whoever did this? If we can work together, nothing can stop us.
I know a good deal when I hear it.
When Mariner is suddenly transported somewhere.
That station can be updated to a distress beacon.
This planet is so remote, it could take a while.
Oh, they'll find us. We are getting out of here.
Ma'a still has a plan, though.
Beckett is honorable. She would not betray us. Orion, finish your work. I have a plan.
In the B-plot, Captain Freeman reveals she was blundering like a fox.
Sorry the mission was a failure, Captain. Who knew a bunch of criminals would hate Starfleet?
I did, which is why the mission was a success.
To distract from the person really tasked with getting the information.
But we didn't get the information.
Oh, yes, we did.
Billups, who is in disguise as the masked bounty hunter all along. And they head back to the ship to track down Locarno. Back in the A-plot, Tendi, Boimler, and T'Lyn and their new friends lure the bird of prey down to the planet and help Ma'a retake it.
There's a distress call coming from the planet, Captain.
Locate the source, now! For the Empire!
But Mariner isn't aboard.
Mariner's not here.
The Cerritos follows the intel to where Locarno has been hiding and discovers the plans for the tiny ship.
Oh my God.
And Mariner wakes up on the tiny ship. With Nick Locarno.
Whoa! Hey, relax!
Nick? What the hell are you doing here?
We're gonna cause some trouble together.
Who she seems to know. And it's a two-parter, baby! So that was definitely not who I was expecting to be behind the tiny ship. We don't know why he's doing it now, but I assume it's some sort of a revenge on Starfleet for kicking him out kind of deal. But we'll see, it could be something totally different. Having Mariner know the first duty gang, which implies she knows Wesley Crusher as well, is a really interesting retcon that I actually very much like. Because I think it works timeline-wise with when Mariner would have been at the Academy. And it explains why she's been so averse to being promoted specifically. I don't know if they've been planning this reveal since season 1 or not, but it feels very organic for the character. The bit where she tears up when talking about Cedo absolutely wrecked me, because Mariner usually doesn't display that kind of vulnerability. I'm really curious to see where they take it next week. I love that they made the episode a two-parter, but are kind enough to let us see the conclusion this year. I loved Mariner and Ma'a's unlikely friendship, and I think it's believable that she opened up to a stranger when she's been holding back so much from her loved ones.
Well, I guess one of us will be dead soon anyway, so it doesn't really matter what I say.
I also loved Freeman sneakily doing what she could to protect Mariner from her risky behavior. And I loved her little B-plot where she played dumb and then outfoxed the outlaws to get the information that she needed. Depending on how good the finale is, this actually might be the best episode of the season in my opinion, and I can't wait to see the conclusion. I really hope figuring this out helps Mariner get to a better place emotionally, but I loved this episode, and I think it's great how they incorporated and paid homage to the episode that inspired it all. But that's just my opinion. Were you satisfied by the reveal? Did you see it coming? Let me know in the comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe for more videos. See you next time. Wiedersehen. Also, I think it would be extremely funny if Tom Paris is involved with taking Nick Locarno down.